Peter Molyneux is a very experienced person in the video game industry. He was the big person behind the Fable series when he was at Lionhead Studios. Recently, he founded a company called 22 Cans. That was actually just a year ago, so that's a very new company. But what's not new are two of his big games that he developed. The first one, I believe, was in 2013, and it is called Godus or Godus. I think it's Godus. I'll stick with that. That came out in 2013, and then in 2016, there was an updated version called Godus Wars. So the Godus games have been around for about a decade now, and yet it was just announced that they will both be removed from the Steam platform. The decision is apparently attributed to an upcoming technical change to Amazon Web Services, impacting the studio's ability to provide necessary game files to new users. In a message posted on both games' Steam pages, 22 Cans expressed regret over the situation and assured that existing players can continue enjoying the games without interruption, but that they will be taking the two games offline from future purchases. And the announcement does not specify the exact timeline for the removal of the games from Steam, but it is happening. Now, there's quite some history here. So Godus was initially funded through a Kickstarter campaign as a spiritual successor to Peter Molyneux's game called Populous. The Kickstarter raised £526,000, which I will say is definitely a lot for a Kickstarter. However, the game was released in 2013 and it fell short of expectations, and Peter Molyneux faced challenges delivering on promises made during the Kickstarter campaign, including multiplayer and a Linux version. Now, Godus Wars, the updated version, was launched in 2016 as a sort of combat-oriented spin-off, and that also failed to make a significant impact on Steam, with minimal player engagement and negative reviews. Despite lingering on Steam in early access with sporadic updates here and there for a whole decade now, like for an actual period of 10 years, despite that, both games are now being removed, and the developers are using, I guess, the excuse of upcoming changes in Amazon Web Services as the reasoning, but who really knows? I saw somebody on Reddit theorize that this probably means that in terms of running the game and just keeping it live, those costs outweigh the revenue they are receiving from the games, since they're really not that popular. And maybe they're using just this whole vague Amazon excuse as, just an excuse, a sort of scapegoat. So this move marks the end of a 10-year era for these games, infamous for their troubled development and unfulfilled promises. While their removal may not elicit widespread nostalgia, it does symbolize a chapter in gaming history dominated by the ambitious yet challenging projects associated with Peter Molyneux and 22 Cans. As the curtain falls on Godus and Godus Wars, attention now shifts to Peter Molyneux's future endeavors, particularly his teased project Moat, M-O-A-T, which is apparently set in the world of Albion, which is the Fable universe, as he aims to rebuild trust and gain excitement from his fans within the gaming community. I will say he has come a long way from making the very critically acclaimed Fable series. Maybe with this new M-O-A-T Moat project, which is set in the Fable universe, maybe he's trying to go back to his roots, go back to what worked. I get that. Hopefully he finds what works for him, and hopefully maybe this could finally get some excitement back into the Fable series, or at least the Fable universe.